Hi, this is Randy Rolfe from the Institute for Creative Solutionists, sharing foundational concepts about vibrant health through natural living. And today I want to talk about local. We look for local foods for a number of different reasons. And the first is, of course, sustainability. If it's not transported across the country, then it doesn't have a huge carbon footprint, and there's much less expense, there's less gas emissions, and it can be less expensive if it hasn't been sent 3,000 miles across the country from the farms in California. But another positive thing about local is that it's more in sync with the particular geography and the weather of your area. So there are many traditional ideas that if it's local, it's more in agreement with the climate and the time of year, the season. So that makes a whole lot of sense. And the main thing that I like to recommend local for is that it's fresher. It can be picked when it's ripe, not picked early and then artificially ripened or ripened without being attached to its roots so that it doesn't get full nutrition. So local is much more likely to have the full complement of nutrition that's supposed to be in the completely ripened vegetable or fruit. Now, so many of our crops are now hybridized and have been modified so much over the years that they ripen relatively early and they're still firm, and so that they can be shipped across the country, so that they really don't resemble the original foods from 500 years ago that we were working with. But at least you can try to get organic and not GMO. And as I said just last time, organic does mean no GMO. And so I still think that organic is going to be nutritionally better than just local. But in many cases today, you can get both organic and local, which is great. So you want as much as possible to get real quality and local, because it's also going to be fresh and fully mature, because you don't have to pick it a week early. You can pick it that morning and bring it to the market. Now, with the problem we're having right now with the pandemic, there aren't any open farmer markets, but this time of year, there's not a whole lot of crops coming in from local in the East. And a lot of our vegetables and fruits are still shipped up from South America, and at this time of year, which is the winter, spring. But still, you can get some local. Now that brings up the whole issue of hydroponic, where you can grow almost anything, almost anywhere, if you have a greenhouse and a water source that you can put nutrients into. But I'm not convinced that hydroponic is good for you or a good way of farming. It might be good on the moon when we get there, or Mars, but right now it's about having healthy soil that's not just fertilized with artificial fertilizer, but rather with the normal bacterial complex ecosystem that works in a healthy soil. So you're going to get different forms of nutrients, more nutrients when you're using the soil, the natural process of growing, than if you're just doing hydroponics. But you can get local food that's hydroponic. But like I said, I would go for soil-raised organic rather than local if you have to choose. So of course, the most local is if you grow it in your kitchen, and you can do that. You can grow your herbs in your kitchen. You can grow sprouts in your kitchen. And there's a wonderful little company, Hamama, that will send you a little sheet of herbs that herb seeds and a little tray to grow them in. And in 10 days, you have this whole tray of wonderful sprouts that are as local and fresh as you can possibly get. So that's hamama.com. And if you call them and tell them that I have recommended it, or I can email you my link so that I'll get a little commission. I'd love that because I really want to promote them. It's so cool. Every 10 days you have a whole nother tray of sprouts. So that's a little plug for local fresh sprouts. But as much as you can, go for whole, organic, local foods. So have a good time.